All right, guys, so welcome to your first actual Dragon Time assignment for social studies. All right, so one of the things that we really do in Dragon Time is called a DBQ, document-based questions. Now, that sounds really difficult. It's really not. It's really just reading a section of an article or a primary source and answering questions. That's all we're going to do for that. So the directions for today for our Byzantine Empire under Justinian DBQ, you're going to type your name on it. All right, so you're going to type the name where it says name. The directions are to read each document and answer the question or questions that follow. Type your answer in the box that is labeled type answer here. Very, very simple. Now, if your Chromebook still isn't working or you don't have a Chromebook, then please partner up with someone and type both names and type your name as well with whoever you are working with. That way, if and or when I choose to grade it, I know who the grades belong to. And make sure you are both doing an equal amount of work, either doing all the documents together or trading off. You do document 1, you do document 2. But if your computer is working, do your own work. You are working by yourself unless you are partnered up with someone who does not have a working Chromebook. All right, so we're jumping a little bit ahead. We're talking about the Byzantines and Justinian, just to make sure that we understand that Justinian was a really important guy. So the Byzantine Empire was the predominantly Greek-speaking continuation of the Roman Empire during the Middle Ages. Its capital city was Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, and it was originally known as Byzantium. It started off as the eastern half of the Roman Empire, which can be called the Eastern Roman Empire a lot of times. It survived the 5th century split and collapse of the Western Roman Empire, and it continued to thrive and grow. It existed for an additional 1,000 years until it fell to the Ottoman Turks in 1453. We'll talk about that in our next unit, which is Islam. During most of its existence, the empire was the most powerful economic, cultural, and military force in Europe, so it was really important. When Justinian became emperor in 527, he was determined to revive the ancient Roman Empire to build a new Rome. He established Constantinople as the capital of the Byzantine, or Eastern Roman Empire, and preserved Roman heritage for more than 1,000 years. Justinian was a pretty important guy, and we're going to learn a little bit more about him. All right, so if you notice, we have document 1. It says the source is the description of Justinian from the buildings by Procopius, Justinian's official court historian. Justinian created countless cities which did not exist before, and finding that the belief in God was straying into errors, which means people were not believing anymore, he brought it about that it stood on the firm foundation of a single faith. So he's saying that a good empire is started on a single faith, a single religion. Moreover, finding laws obscure because they had become far more numerous than they should be, and in obvious confusion because they disagreed with each other. So he's saying they have too many laws, and these laws aren't working together like they should. He preserved them in the legal code of Emperor Justinian, AD 529, by controlling their discrepancies with the greatest firmness. So he's controlling the laws. He's going to be controlling the laws, which ones are most important, which ones are going to get rid of, which ones are going to be enforcing. So our question is simple. According to Procopius, the guy who wrote this description, what are 3 contributions of Justinian? So what are 3 things that he contributed? All right. So he's preserved laws. He created new cities. He brought back Christianity as the main religion. Very simple like that. So you're just looking in here and finding those things. You're just finding those 3 contributions. Created countless cities. Boom, that's the first one. All right, the bringing back of Christianity, or he brought it about that it stood on the firm foundation of a single faith. So he made Christianity the main religion. All right, he's preserving laws and controlling them. Boom, right here in the last sentence. Okay. Today, you are not going to be annotating any information. You're just going to be answering it in complete sentences. Later on, as we do more and more of these, you're going to start annotating, highlighting where you're finding the most important information, explaining why it's important. And we're going to work up to being able to answer a central question about all the documents. But right now, we are just reading the documents and answering the questions. I'm only going to do that first one with you. All right, you have 8 more documents to do. You have all of Dragon Time to do it. This may be graded. Haven't decided yet. But because of that, you should probably treat it like it's going to be. So work hard and get it done. Have a great Dragon Time, guys.